The news hit like a thunderclap. Toyota and Honda, icons of reliability and American jobs, announced a major pullback from U.S. manufacturing. For decades, their plants meant stability and prosperity for communities across Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky. Now, headlines on September 30, 2025, left thousands reeling. Phased reductions in Marysville, a line halted in Georgetown, a skeleton crew in Greensburg. This wasn't just another corporate shakeup, it was a seismic shift, threatening the foundation of the American middle class. The ripple effects were immediate. Local diners, suppliers, and schools all braced for impact. The question on everyone's mind: why now, and what comes next? The answer is complex. The forces that once made America ideal for car manufacturing, skilled labor, stable markets, are being upended. Automation, the electric vehicle revolution, and fierce new competition have rewritten the rules. This isn't just a business decision. It's a signal that the old model of American manufacturing is ending. The story unfolding is about more than lost jobs. It's about a way of life vanishing before our eyes. The shockwaves aren't just economic. They're deeply personal, shaking the identity of entire regions. The American heartland, once the engine of global car production, is now at a crossroads. The retreat of Toyota and Honda marks the end of an era and the start of an uncertain new chapter. The world is watching to see how America responds. In Marysville, Ohio, the Honda plant was the town's heartbeat, where generations built both cars and community. Now, with production cuts, workers like David face a future stripped of purpose and security. Local businesses, from diners to realtors, feel the pain as paychecks disappear and families move away. School enrollments drop, for sale signs multiply, and the social fabric unravels. The loss is more than financial. It's a blow to identity and hope. Community events, sports teams, and local pride, all threatened by the factory's decline. For young people, the path to a stable life through factory work is gone. The promise of middle-class security, once so tangible, now feels like a relic. These towns are a microcosm of a larger American challenge: how to rebuild hope when the old certainties vanish. The question isn't just about jobs, but about restoring purpose and resilience. The stakes couldn't be higher. When Toyota and Honda arrived in the late 1970s and 80s, they transformed rural America. Their factories brought not just jobs, but a new philosophy: efficiency, quality, and respect for workers. These weren't just assembly lines, they were engines of prosperity, offering pay and benefits that lifted entire communities. The companies invested in schools, parks, and local charities, becoming model corporate citizens. They revolutionized manufacturing with just-in-time inventory and empowered workers to drive quality. This forced Detroit's automakers to raise their game, revitalizing the U.S. auto industry. The partnership between Japanese automakers and American towns created a virtuous cycle of growth. For decades, this model seemed unbreakable, a testament to global collaboration. Now that era is ending, leaving communities searching for what comes next. Toyota and Honda's retreat is the result of a perfect storm. Automation means fewer workers are needed to build more cars. The shift to electric vehicles requires new plants, often built from scratch in cheaper, more strategic locations. Global competition is fiercer than ever, with South Korean and Chinese automakers gaining ground. Rising U.S. labor costs and supply chain vulnerabilities tip the scales further. The economics have changed. America is no longer the low-cost hub it once was. Companies are consolidating production where it's most efficient, and for many, that's no longer the American Midwest. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed supply chain fragility, accelerating these decisions. For Toyota and Honda, the logic is inescapable: adapt or fall behind. The pullback is not about failure, but about survival in a radically changed industry. The consequences, however, are deeply felt on American soil. Honda and Toyota didn't just build cars in America, they built communities and set new standards. Honda's Marysville plant in 1982 and Toyota's Georgetown facility in 1988 became symbols of innovation and quality. Their success forced Detroit's Big Three to improve, raising the bar for the entire industry. They created vast supplier networks, trained generations of skilled workers, and invested billions in the U.S. economy. These companies became more than transplants. They became part of the American story. Their factories were centers of innovation and pride. That's why their retreat feels so jarring. A chapter of shared prosperity closing abruptly. The legacy remains, but the future is uncertain. The question now is how America will build on what they started. The next chapter is unwritten. The electric vehicle revolution is forcing a global realignment. Toyota and Honda, once leaders in hybrids, are now racing to catch up in battery electric technology. Billions are being redirected into new research, battery plants, and state-of-the-art gigafactories. Every dollar spent on old gasoline plants is a dollar not invested in the future. The new calculus build where battery materials, renewable energy, and government incentives align. Legacy U.S. plants, tied to the old supply chain, are liabilities in this new era. Starting fresh is often simpler and more efficient than retrofitting. The political and economic ripple effects are massive. Local governments scramble as their tax base erodes. The EV revolution is redrawing the industrial map, and not everyone will make the cut. The stakes are nothing less than the future of American manufacturing. The exit of Toyota and Honda leaves a void and a choice. America can't turn back the clock. The old factory model is gone. The future depends on retraining workers for new industries, robotics, batteries, advanced manufacturing. Towns must diversify, attracting a mix of resilient businesses and investing in modern infrastructure. A new social contract is needed: portable benefits, affordable education, and stronger safety nets. The challenge is daunting, but not hopeless. America's spirit of innovation can drive a new era of prosperity if we act boldly. The story of this retreat is a wake-up call, but also a catalyst for reinvention. The next generation of American industry starts now,